the federal government.
Today, we're announcing that the Department of Energy is partnering with NVIDIA to build 7 new AI supercomputers to advance our nation's science.
He discussed the agreement during a keynote address at a company event in Washington, D.C. The supercomputers will in part help the United States maintain and develop its nuclear weapons arsenal. They will also be used to research alternative energy sources such as nuclear fusion. Huang also said the company has $500 billion in bookings for its Blackwell and Rubin chips over the next 5 quarters.
I think we're probably
when the government is shut down, right? Do the companies that they contract with still get paid? Where is Magnetar? Where is Magnetar when you need them? Where is my resident government employee when you need them? Because if the government is shut down, right? If the government shut down, do the contractors still get paid? Or do they also go without a check? I don't know.
first technology company in history to have visibility into $500 billion of cumulative Blackwell and early ramps of Rubin through 2026. And as you know, 2025 is not over yet, and 2026 hasn't started. This is how much business is on the books.
Nvidia is striking deals around the world while also navigating a U.S.-China trade war that could determine which country's technology is most used around the world. Huang said Nvidia has not yet sought licenses from the U.S. government to ship its Blackwell AI processors to China.
They made it very clear that they don't want Nvidia to be there right now. And for whatever reasons, I hope that will change in the future because I think China is a very important market.
Nvidia, though, has remained in the good graces of U.S. President Donald Trump by manufacturing some of its products in the U.S. again. And Trump said the two leaders will meet this week.
We're speeding construction of AI infrastructure, bringing production of the critical chips and semiconductors back onshore. And I want to congratulate Jensen because he's been really amazing. He's an amazing guy, brilliant guy. I'm seeing him tomorrow.
The meeting comes one day before Trump meets with Chinese President Xi Jinping to discuss the economic relationship between the two countries.
There you have it, folks. NVIDIA, supercomputers, super duper computers for the U.S. Department of Energy. That CEO, smart. He's smart. You know what? Let's do one more, because he was on with CNBC as well.
And joining us now exclusively to discuss the partnership, AMD Chair and CEO Lisa Su. Lisa, I know I'm tired of congratulating you. I mean, it's getting ridiculous at this point, but I'll do it again. Congratulations to Lisa Su.
Good morning, Jim. Good morning, David. Good morning, Carl. Great to be here with you guys this morning.
Well, let's talk about this deal. This sounds like something that I would never expect from the government. It is almost...
Why is she fake smiling so hard? Maybe she's not fake smiling. Maybe she's just so happy because she's like, we are running up a bag. But her smile looked kind of fake. It looked kind of fake to me.
Almost like TVA. It's the government saying, listen, we can't wait. We have to do this, and we have to do it now. And it sounds like we have to do it now because you're able to deliver something, next year? Is it really? Can we done that fast?
Absolutely, Jim. So we were super excited to announce a new partnership with the Department of Energy. Secretary Wright has been really leading this with such an ambitious vision of what we want to do in AI for this country. So we announced 2 new supercomputers that use our latest generation AI technology. And the key is, the focus from Secretary Wright was, let's do this as fast as possible. We have so many researchers in the nation that want more computing. And so, yes, we're going to develop 2 supercomputers. One of them will be deployed early next year, and then the other one will be deployed with our next generation MI MI400 series. So fantastic partnership, and I'm really excited to be able to contribute to this really important mission.
I don't mean to belittle, but I got to talk a little horse race. You know, I think the MI400 is in some ways equal to NVIDIA. I want to know whether this was a contest and you got this and NVIDIA did not.
Well, as you know, Jim, I mean, this is a place where the national labs are truly a national treasure for the United States. Oak Ridge National Labs has been a great partner for AMD, and you can imagine everybody would want their compute in a.
So, all right, so this is AMD CEO. I thought they just said that NVIDIA is going to be building the supercomputer. So maybe AMD is doing one and NVIDIA is doing another one. Interesting. Okay, I didn't see that. All right, so that means looks like both of them. Every time I talk about these companies, I gotta look up my stock because I think I have some AMD as well. I sure do. Ooh, my AMD looks sweet. AMD, you look beautiful. NVIDIA, oh my God, NVIDIA, you look beautiful. Oh my God. Hotness, everybody, hotness. All right, Lisa, let's.
National Labs. So MI400 series is fantastic. We've been working across the board, across all industries, all of the national labs, all the sovereign countries, and I'm super excited to be able to deploy both our current generation MI355 and our next generation MI430 at the Oak Ridge National Labs through these two supercomputers.
Absolutely. What caught my eye in the AMD release is that this is not just for traditional supercomputing for tech. This energy, medicine, health, national security, this to me sounds like a government initiative to stay ahead of everybody else in the world in all of these verticals, not just traditional data center compute. Can you tell us how, if I were, say, Thermo Fisher, or if I were Eli Lilly, I would be able to get into this and say, I want some of that compute power?
You're absolutely right, Jim. This is actually a non-traditional partnership between the government and industry. What we thought to do was, number one, we want to get as much compute as possible, as quickly as possible to the national labs. And they're going to do all kinds of research in medicine and energy and national security, which is wonderful. But we also said, there are industries that would, private industries that would like access to some of this compute as well. So the Eli Lillys of the world, the Thermo Fishers, all of these folks would also be able to participate as we bring up these clusters. And it is a very unique partnership. I would say, Secretary Wright said it best. This is the first time that he's announcing something where, the very first time I met Secretary Wright, he said, hey, bring me ideas, Lisa. Bring me ideas that get us more AI in the government faster. And I have to say, he was very open. We love the partnership with Oak Ridge National Labs. Our engineers and scientists are really, really excited about contributing at the national scale for our U.S. AI efforts.
The other big story, Lisa, that made news regarding you guys in recent days was IBM saying about 4 days ago that one of their key quantum algos run on chips from you that are pretty commonly available, and it's raised a lot of questions about the possibility of commercializing those powerful computers.
Well, we are also very excited about the partnership with IBM. And in general, when you think about quantum computing, people were thinking that quantum is, it's going to take years to develop. And when you really think about it, we're not in a place where we can wait years for these developments. We want these developments, really making a difference now. IBM and AMD announced this quantum computing partnership. Our researchers have been working together. And the key is we're going to take the best of classical compute or traditional compute, which is what, we've spent all of this research and development on, and the best of IBM's quantum computing, and really putting them side by side in applications. So thinking about how we solve the biggest material science problems, how we think about some of the biggest energy problems. And this is an area where, again, when I think about the work that we're going to do with DOE, I think it's going to continue. It's going to be across all of these fields, including how do we get quantum used in these new workloads as soon as possible. So this is kind of the world that we're in with compute today. It's all about speed and how do we get the most compute on the most important challenges as soon as possible.
Lisa, it's David.
Shout out to Lisa Su, the AMD CEO. You know what we're going to do? We're going to do a deep dive into the AMD CEO, Lisa Su, and NVIDIA's CEO, Jensen Huang. Because I noticed something about both of them, right? There are a lot of companies that want to take an adversarial relationship with the government, with the federal government. They said, you know what? I don't care who is in power. We are going to work with the administration to provide them what they need. So number one, they don't sue us. Number two, they don't try to take our company away. Number three, they give us permission to do business with more nations. It is better to be a friend than a foe, especially of this administration. And now you see how President Trump speaks highly of Nvidia, speaks highly of. I haven't really heard him talk about AMD, but I suppose he speaks highly of them. How when these companies prior were very, let's say, mean, now they have a change of tune, and the amount of investment and synergy that's happening is absolutely amazing. Anyways, I think that's cool. Shout out to Nvidia, shout out to AMD for their super duper computers. I'm gonna add one of those on my Christmas list to get me a quantum computing computer. Not sure which Christmas that's gonna happen, but it is what it is. All right, so that is it for tonight. That is it for.
You said it was Mandy, but it's still the same. Words like bandages that don't stop the pain. I held your words like glass in my hands, sharp truths and smooth demands. You said you meant the cracks I see, but promises break so easily. I trusted the stars, but they all fell down. Every promise made just spins around. The truth feels fake, the lies too real. I'm caught in the loop, I can't unfeel.
I reach, but it slips away. Truths turn shadows in the light of day.
I don't know what to believe anymore. Every fix just opens another door. Confidence feels like a hollow sound. I look for answers, but they can't be found. You paint the sky with a perfect hue, a shade of trust that fades to blue. I step forward, fall right through. Your mirror's cracked and so are you.
Tell me, what's the game? Truth and lies, they sound the same. Every time I think I've won, I'm back where I begun.
I built my faith like a house of sand, each grain slipping through my open hand. Your confidence is a polished mask, hiding the answers I forgot to ask. I don't know what to believe anymore. Every fix just opens another door. Confidence feels like a hollow sound. I look for answers, but they can't be found. Is it me who's blind or you who lies? Is it hope or hurt that keeps me tied?